Hello guys, welcome back to JoJo's Reality where we talk about everything. Guys, how are we doing? How is the summer? Do you like my new hair color? Yeah, I changed the color. It's the summer, let's have fun with it. We only live once. How are we doing? How is everything? How is the economy? Like, the economy is terrible globally. I know in Nigeria the effect is like worse, but even here in Canada the economy is not so great. People are not hiring, people are not getting jobs. They say people say there are jobs, but then people are not getting hired. And today I just want to make a video to encourage somebody out there that it's gonna be better, right? I want to talk about discrimination, right? Because it's something I've experienced. Like, even though it's not so pronounced here in Canada, you still get to experience some sort of discrimination, especially when you're job hunting or house hunting. Yeah, so I watched a video on Instagram, and it was about somebody talking about a job hunt experience. I think she's still job hunting, but she applied and then she got called for interview, and then she got there. She and three other people. She's the only black and two white people, and the two white people got called to a room, and then somebody came back to tell her that the person that was going to interview her was not around, that they're gonna get back to her the following week. After that week, she reached out to them and they were like, who is this? And then she explained her situation, and they were like, we will get back to you. And for some reasons, it's been 2 months after and she still has not heard from them. I understand you, sis. I get where you're coming from. I've experienced something like this. Like, when I first got to Canada, I was like, oh, I have all this experience, I have this, I have that, I can work this way. Guys, for 3 straight months I didn't get a job. And even when I left Peterborough and I came to Toronto, I still didn't get a job immediately. Like, what I did was I printed out my resume and I went to a mall and I was distributing my CV, and I was lucky enough to meet a manager that hired me at that instance, and she hired me as a sales associate. So I started with a sales associate role, and while I was still working there, somebody else was watching me. Guys, whatever you're doing, do it with dedication and commitment, right? Even if it's not something you'd want to do or you'd like to do it with so much dedication, because at the end of the day you're earning, right? You're getting paid, you earn your salary from that thing. So while I was working there is a particular woman that sees me at the bus stop. Like, I just say hello and hi, and one day we just got talking and she was like, oh, I didn't see you for a couple of days, what's happened? And I was like, oh, the schedule reduced, so I only get 2 days out of the days of the week to work, because like my shift was shortened because it was during winter. And that was what happened. And she was like, oh, would you mind working with me? I'm looking for a key holder, which is a position, a supervisory position, which is like greater than the position I had at the time, because I was a sales associate and I had only had like 4 to 5 months experience, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. And she was like, okay, send me your resume, I'm gonna interview you and blah blah blah. And lo and behold, within 2 weeks I got hired. And I was like, oh wow. So she saw the qualities I exhibited, my commitment and everything, and she hired me. And I didn't stop there, guys. If I had learned anything from my working experience in Nigeria, is how to milk every opportunity and how to take advantage of that opportunity, especially when you work in a toxic environment, or if you work in an environment where your manager or your boss is like an opportunist. You have to also be smart, strategize on how it would favor you. So while I was there, The management was a bit different from where I was coming from. Where I was coming from was, more flexible, more friendly, was more, it was a nicer environment basically than where I was now. I mean, I earn better now, but then the working environment was not so good. I would like, yeah, I wouldn't say it was good, but girl, I'm making money. So while I was there, I was, still patching up my resume, dressing it, and I put out my application for another higher position. Yeah, I had to dress my resume and take advantage of my functionalities right now. So I highlighted what I do right now as a supervisor, because we don't have a assistant manager there, and I'm the only full-time PO there. So I'm basically like the assistant manager. So I put in application to another job, and guess what, guys? Within 4 months, I got another job in the higher role. So what I would say to newcomers is, yes, it's hard. Yes, people are gonna, wanna feed you shit, but it's your responsibility to milk every opportunity that comes to you. Milk it, and always have strategies and think ahead of time, and just be dedicated and be determined. A number of us used to think because we don't have a community, some sort of like, we have this idea that Nigerians, they don't give each other connection, there is no communal living here in the abroad, everybody is on your own, whatever. Yes, I'm not saying it's not true. That might be true. I've met lovely Nigerians and nice Nigerians that gave me important piece of information, but I understand what they mean, because here you see the Asian community, they're like, more, they are like together, like the Israelis and then the Indians, like, oh my God. But what I want to say is that regardless of what it is, I don't want to know, don't give any excuse, just be determined. And I'm saying this because I met an Indian girl at Rogers Center when I went to buy Wi-Fi for the house, and I was just asking her when she got to Canada and how she got a job as a customer service in Rogers. I was like, how did you do it, girl? And in my mind, I asked the question, but in my mind I was like, Indians, wherever they are, they just refer each other. Like, I thought it was gonna be referral basis, but she was like, she's new, she got into Canada last year, and she just kept applying, and that she applied to 27 positions at Rogers. Guys, I admired the dedication, because even me, if I maybe I can do maybe 5 applications in a particular company, I would just how would you do 27 job applications with Rogers alone? So how many applications did you put in there? How long did it take you to get that position? She was like, she just kept applying, she just kept applying and applying and applying, and she counted it was 27 job applications, and eventually she got the one she had right now. I was like, oh wow. And it changed my perception of things, because we ordinarily blacks, Nigerians that are here, we just automatically think when we see an Indian person working in a place, it was referral, or they got it on a platter of gold, right? It's not always like that. That wasn't the case for the girl. I really admired her dedication. I was like, oh wow, even me, I don't think I can do that. So my encouragement is that, guys, don't give up, keep doing it. It's going to pay. Yes, the hustle continues. It's just that this also needs strategy. Yes, there might be discrimination. I'm not saying there is no discrimination, but even in Nigeria, there is discrimination. So you just have to face it, and have your own strategy, and try and do, position yourself in a way that you have more opportunities. For example, again, this will be the last example. My first name is Josephine, so that is what I'm always putting, Josephine Ajide. I don't put Toyin. Toyin is like my Yoruba name. That's what most people knows me at. But when I got to Canada, my preferred name is Josephine. So even when I throw in application, when they call me, they are able to say Josephine. And it's not like I'm denying my tribe or where I'm from, but it shows that I'm diverse. So I'm trying to position myself as a diverse person, because I know I'm in a diverse country. Canada is a diverse country. You have people from all over the world here. So look at yourself. Everybody's situation is different, and look at what you can use to your own advantage to create that opportunity for yourself and milk it. And by the special grace of God, God is gonna do it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this. Please subscribe, like, share, use the comments. Let me know how you feel. What's your experience like? Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye.